afternoon, Deer Park High School, and welcome back to the Deer Network. I'm Maya Castro.
And I'm Anissa Trevino. Today is Thursday, March 31st, 2022. Today we'll take a closer look at our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, but first, our weekly news.
Last weekend, the Deer Escorts traveled to Dallas and participated in the national dance competition. The officers were named overall national champions with their routine. The Escorts were also named national champions in jazz, national champions in novelty, and Zoe Draper was named the solo senior division champion with her dance. Congratulations to all the Escorts and the directors for making Deer Park proud.
Also, the UIL and One Act Play grabbed a spot in the top 3 of the bi-district competition last week. The area competition will be taking place at San Jacinto College this Saturday, where the group will be competing to advance to region. If you're interested in attending, they will be performing around 4 o'clock and tickets are $10.
In entertainment news, the 94th Annual Academy Awards took place last Sunday, and you've probably heard a thing or two about it. After a joke about his wife, Best Actor nominee Will Smith took to the stage and slapped comedian Chris Rock before returning to his seat and cursing at him loudly, to everyone's surprise who was watching. Smith would go on to win the Oscar for Best Actor later that night. The Academy is now reviewing the incident, and Smith could face suspension, expulsion, or even have to give up his Oscar. Other winners were Jessica Chastain for Best Actress and Coda for Best Picture.
In superhero news, a new Marvel legend has arrived, Morbius. It's about a doctor who thinks he has found a cure for his rare blood disease, but in an attempt to cure himself, he accidentally turns into a vampire. It hits theaters everywhere tomorrow. And more Marvel entertainment, Brody Lambert and Yeshua Perez take a look to see why Spider-Man is the best superhero of all time. Take a look.
Spider-Man, one of the most prevalent and famous comic book characters ever created, maybe even the most famous, but what makes him so popular? In 1962, Stan Lee had wanted to make a new superhero that teens could relate to because of the demand from teens and comic books. He wanted to make a character that teens could heavily relate to, and he apparently gained inspiration from seeing a spider climb up a wall, and from the non-superhero crime fighter, the Spider. He called him Spider-Man because despite Peter Parker being a teen when he gained his abilities, Stan the Man felt he'd be seen as inferior to other heroes. So we all know how he became Spider-Man, right? He was your typical nerdy high schooler kid who was bullied and lived with his aunt and uncle. Everything was alright with his life for the most part until he got bit by that infamous radioactive spider, and one unfortunate night when his Uncle Ben died. Those two factors sparked his transformation into the Spider-Man we all know and love today. But what sets him aside from the rest? Why is he so popular? Spider-Man's cultural impact and long legacy is nothing short of incredible. Everyone is familiar with Spider-Man in one way or another, and while we're sure there's many saying that Spider-Man reached his limit in famosity in the golden age of the comics, or with his animated series in the 90s after that, I'm sure that most of us would agree that what really set him on top of the game was when he got his live-action comic book movie in 2002 named Spider-Man. This changed the game in terms of how future comic book movies would pan out and revolutionize the superhero world in general. Spider-Man is so popular that after the Raimi trilogy, Marvel and Sony retconned Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and rebooted it in 2012 with Andrew Garfield in The Amazing Spider-Man. And then again in 2016 with Tom Holland's Spider-Man debuting in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which would then lead up to him having his own 3 solo movies in the franchise, with No Way Home being by far one of the best comic book movies ever. It's just so good. That goes without saying. You guys already know that. Oh, and we also got another Spider-Man movie in 2018 with Into the Spider-Verse, so that should give you an idea of how adored Spider-Man is by fans all over the world.
Is Spider-Man your favorite superhero, and if so, why?
Yes, because when he does anything, it involves flips, which I think is pretty cool.
He comes second to Kanye West, but other than that, he is my most favorite superhero because he is just the greatest that ever was, besides Kanye, of course.
So what's your favorite Spider-Man suit?
My favorite Spider-Man, I'd probably have to go with the Future Foundation. Actually, no. I take it back. The Marvel Spider-Man from the PS4. Something about the white emblem just looks so cool, and just complements the whole suit. It looks cool.
I was gonna see if you could say my suit, but okay.
There have been many very fashionable choices made by Spider-Man throughout the years, and I think all of the suits look good to a certain extent, but I really, really like Andrew Garfield's suit, mainly because it's Andrew Garfield, and if you're watching this, Andrew Garfield, I love you.
How do you relate to Spider-Man?
That's a hard one. I guess the way I relate to Spider-Man is, I don't know, I guess just... The way I relate to Spider-Man is just that something about him, just about a sense of responsibility. I'm not saying I'm as responsible as him, but I did adapt that from him because I would read about Spider-Man, watch Spider-Man, and he was just always responsible, always on top of his game, taking care of everything. And yeah, he did have some rough ships, and everyone does too. Everybody has like heart rough ships around the way.
When was the first time you heard of Spider-Man?
When my mom introduced me to the Tobey Maguire trilogy when I was like 4 or something like that. It was pretty sick.
When I was 5, either 5 or 6, I was Spider-Man for Halloween.
The first time I heard of Spider-Man was when I was like 6 years old. I remember my brother was watching. I think it was one of the. We were watching Spider-Man 2. We were watching Spider-Man 2, and I remember seeing him. I remember the one scene that caught me was the scene where he was fighting Doc Ock in the bank. I don't know why. I just thought that was so cool. I was like, dang, like he just swinging the webs and everything. I was like, dang, I want to be like that. But yeah, it never happened. So it's all right.
Do you think Spider-Man solos Kanye West in a one-on-one?
In a versus battle, it'd be very close. It'd be better than Drake and Kanye. It'd be, a little bit closer. But I still think, Kanye is superior overall. He'll win.
Bold statement, my boy. Do you think Spider-Man is a menace or a hero?
Hero, come on. Look at you, bro. You're my hero.
For real?
Yeah.
I don't believe Spider-Man is a menace.
Depends. Tobey Maguire, that's a menace. All the other ones are, except Andrew. Andrew Garfield's now a menace, but other than that, they're all heroes. So, Tom Holland's a hero. The rest of them are menaces.
Anyone can wear the mask. That's Spider-Man's whole thing. He's an average guy who had an average life until a series of events brought out the hero in him in all the right ways. That's why people love him, because he's relatable. No matter how many bad hands he's dealt, he always finds a way to persevere and fight it through. He always has a lot on his plate with life, and everyone knows how hard life can be. Peter, of all people, should definitely know that. I feel we heavily relate to him in that way. We see ourselves with those struggles the same as him, but despite all of his hardships with both Peter and Spider-Man, he always pushes forward and saves the day in one way or another.
That's why Spider-Man is truly the GOAT. Students, the first day of the second annual Super Smash Bros. Tournament will take place tomorrow in the cafeteria. There will be a $10 cash entry fee that must be paid at the event, and you must register before the event takes place in order to enter the tournament. After registering, you will be automatically placed in a raffle for an Oculus Quest 2. If you are interested in signing up, make sure you find one of the many flyers placed around the school and scan the QR code to fill out the registration form by tonight.
Personally, I'm more of a college football revamped guy. Hey, I'm Bryce May, and here's your sports report for the last week in March. The Lady Deer softball team played at Pasadena Memorial on Tuesday, beating them 14-3. They play Friday away at Sam Rayburn at 7. The Deer baseball team traveled to Channelview on Tuesday and beat the Falcons 9-1. They will be back in action against Channelview on Friday evening at 7. Our Lady Deer soccer team went against Clear Falls Tuesday night at LaPorte High School. Clear Falls scored early in the first half, but the Lady Deer tightened down and kept them off the board the rest of the way. Unfortunately, our girls weren't able to put one in the net, and Clear Falls held on for the 1-0 victory. We are very proud of our Lady Deer for a good season. The Deer soccer team took home a huge playoff win Tuesday night over Clear Springs. Freshman Xavier Hurtado opened the scoring with a goal from a set-piece play and was followed by a hat trick from senior Edson Martinez to seal the 4-0 win. Your Deer will play the Pasadena Eagles at home in the regional quarterfinals tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Come out and support our guys as they continue their playoff push.
This weekend's weather is going to be slightly cloudy and low chance of rain with highs around 80s and lows in the 60s. The weather seems to be heating up again, so it's time to pull out your shorts and t-shirts and head to the beach.
Tonight, the Deer Network Short Film Group will be hosting a premiere for our state finalist short film, as well as an in-depth look at the development and production of the film, starring seniors Mallory Koenig de la Cruz, Terrence Smith, Emily Little, and yours truly. When Night Falls is set on Halloween night in 2016 about a group of high school students who cut through the woods on their way home from trick-or-treating and quickly discover they're not alone. The premiere will take place tonight at 7 p.m. in the PAC and will be free of charge. Come watch the short film tonight and see behind the scenes of how it was made. I know every senior has time because I know y'all don't do your homework, or at least I don't.
I think it's just you, Maya. That's it for us this week. Follow us on all our social media, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok, and subscribe to us on YouTube for more amazing content. From all of us here at the Deer Network, I'm Anissa Trevino, wishing you a wonderful rest of your week and a great weekend. And go Deer! Trick or treat!
We said we would cut through the woods. Come on, it's Halloween.
It's getting pretty late and we gotta get home. So
Why so early?
Look, don't worry. There's no scary animals. But monsters, on the other hand,